Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. What if I guess today is a brand new Division 2 video, and today I want to show you guys my settings for PC on the Division 2. Now I had a lot of you guys ask me in the comments and pretty much on my stream last night what settings I was using. So I decided to just make a video on it instead of repeating myself like 25 times over and over again. I just want to show you guys a quick video of the settings I am using, and also, yes, this is going to be on PC, but if you guys have any questions on like console settings, let me know in the comments. I did play this game on PS4 as well, so again, if you guys have any questions on that, let me know. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. But anyway, without further ado, let's get right into this. So the first thing I do want to go over is the audio. Now for me, the game on PC seems very loud. I'm not really sure if it's my setup or if it's just the game in general. So I have pretty much everything turned down to like 35 or 50. Music volume is 35, SFX we have at 50, the digital volume we have at 50, home cinema we have off, no, and then pretty much everything else is on 50 and not touched at all. The only thing I did change was actually push to talk. Push to talk comes with no as default, so I did click yes because push to talk is just a little bit easier. You can pretty much map any button for this and use it to talk to people. So again, that's the one thing I would recommend changing 100%. Moving down to the controls, this is pretty much where it's really all dependent on you. I'm playing on a mouse with 1800 DPI. I'm using the Logitech 503 Hero, I think it's called, and I'm playing on 1800 DPI. So my mouse and aim sensitivity is at 2. You guys can go between like 1 or 2 or even 0 if you want to be a little bit slower. If you're playing on a 400 DPI or 800 DPI mouse, I would recommend trying something like 9 or 10 sensitivity. I have seen a lot of people play on that and, you know, the game feels a little bit better. So that's just my sensitivity. Again, it's just really personal preference, and this is something you guys have to kind of go in game and try it out yourselves. Mouse acceleration, I have this as off. Mouse smoothing, I have this at 0. And then we have pretty much everything else default, and I didn't change anything. For the graphics, this is where things also depend on your computer. If you have a really high-end PC, if you have a middle kind of ground PC, or if you have a low-end PC, this is really going to change. So for me, I'm using custom graphics quality. The first thing I did change was the brightness. This actually comes on 10 standard, and for me, the game is still a little bit kind of dark in some scenarios. It's not as bad as it used to in the private beta or the open beta, but sometimes I'm still getting those kind of dark areas. So mine's at 12. You guys can go to like 15 or 20. It just really depends, again, on you and if you want to change this or not. For contrast, I'm sitting at 15. This is default. For Vsync, I actually have this off. If you guys have a decent computer with a decent graphics card, you guys can turn this off and get a bit more frames. And then for frame rate limit, I have this on because I'm actually streaming off my GPU whenever I play this game. So I don't want to make my GPU stress a lot. So for that reason, I set a limit to 100 FPS, and I'm playing on pretty much all high and ultra settings, and I have no issue kind of running this. The one thing I would recommend is make sure your drivers are updated on your card, because I know if you don't, it kind of stutters sometimes and just the performance isn't really there. So definitely update your drivers, and, you know, again, make sure you do that. So that's that. My FPS limit is 100. You guys can up this or have this none. It just really depends on your computer. For the quality, I have this pretty much everything on high and ultra. I do have a 2080, not the Ti, just a 2080, so my system can kind of run this pretty well. But obviously, if you guys are struggling, then turn down your settings to like medium or low, and that should help you guys out. Moving down for the filtering, I actually have this on 16x. You guys can turn this down to like 8 or even 4. It's not too much of a difference, but I'm running this on 16. And then I think the other thing I did change was, oh yeah, the fog. If you guys go a little bit up, you guys can see the fog. I did change this to low. I can't really tell the difference between low and high, so I did make this low to kind of reduce the stress on my GPU a little bit more and make it kind of, you know, cool down a little bit. And then the other thing is the water quality. I actually have this on low as well. You can't really tell too much of a difference between low and high. In some scenarios you can. but I mean, you're not really playing in the water, so I just have this as low. And then I think everything else is on high, and that's pretty much it. Moving down for the video, so the video mode I'm using is full screen, 1920 by 1080. I am using 60 Hertz. Unfortunately, I didn't actually switch my monitors. My other monitor is 144, but I just didn't really get a chance to switch it. I will probably switch this after the video. But this, again, your refresh rate, it really depends on what monitor you're using. If it's 60, if it's 144, if it's like 200 plus, it should show up here. And just use whatever your monitor is. And then everything else, I have this on 0. Then enable reduce latency, I have this as no. This pretty much just reduces input latency, but may cause lower frame rates. I know this comes as yes default, but I would recommend switching this to no. It's pretty much gonna improve your game a little bit, I would say. And then enable Dx12 Renderer. I have seen some people play this and have no issues. Like if you go on Reddit or Twitter and you can ask some people have been playing with this for many hours and they haven't crashed a single time, but some people turn this on and then within like 15-20 minutes they just crash, and it's just really, I don't know, it's just kind of iffy. It just really depends on you as well. For some reason some people are getting crashes and some people are not. Just to be safe and just until they fix this or, you know, patch it, whatever the case is, I'll just have this as no for now. If something does change in the future and if they do fix this, I will definitely let you guys know. But this pretty much just improves your kind of FPS a little bit. So if you guys want, you can try this, but if you crash, then just go back and turn this off. For the UI, I didn't change anything. This is all default. Key mapping, this is pretty much all personal preference, whatever you're used to. You guys can see it's just pretty much, again, personal preference. For the gameplay, so the first thing I did do was actually turn off my hints. The hints are kind of useful, but they just get kind of old, I would say. So I did turn this off. And then these are just my settings, moving down. The other thing I did change was actually on-call status. I turned this off. It's kind of good to have this on, I would say, because whenever you're free roaming, people can call out, you can go help them and stuff, but it just gets kind of annoying. So again, personal preference, I just turned this off just to, you know, make it stop a little bit. And for the third party, nothing really changed. This is all default. Language, obviously, you know, for me it's English, but for you it's going to be whatever you speak. And then accessibility, this is pretty much all default again. The other thing I do want to show you guys really quickly is underneath controls, and I kind of forgot this a little bit earlier, but you want to go to your controls, you want to go all the way down and go to toggle to sprint. Now you want to make sure this is turned off. This is super annoying, I would say, if you are on PC, because it's pretty much going to make you keep sprinting if you are not holding shift. And some people like that, but to me, during combat and during gunfights with like players or just NPCs, it's super annoying. So definitely turn this as no. Pretty much you have to hold your shift and your W or A or S or D key to keep moving. It's pretty much not going to make you sprint whenever you're not holding shift. So if you guys are getting annoyed with the movement and kind of the clunkiness, try turning this as no, and this should help you out a little bit. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. These are pretty much all my PC settings. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I respond to all my comments. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.